welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Tina Francois Blue. I am the Associate Director of Community Health Initiatives and Research for the Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force. Thank you for joining us on our CAN-TV program. I just want to remind you, you're watching a live call-in television program brought to you by CAN-TV 21. Please, if you have any questions or you have any comments about our discussion, please give us a call. You can reach us at 312-738-1060. Again, that's 312-738-1060. Before we get started, we have a really great show for you today. Just in case you want additional information about the Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force, you can contact us at info@chicagobreastcancer.org or go to our website at chicagobreastcancer.org. Our number is 312-942-3368. So today we have a special guest, Ms. Toi Sing. She is the founder of Our Pink Hearts, and she is a courageous, amazing woman, and so I'm very excited to bring her in today to join in this conversation. It seems like we actually have a caller already, so I just want to go ahead and no caller. So let's go ahead and jump into the conversation with Toi. So welcome. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Oh, my pleasure.
And so just to kind of start off, and so our guests can get to know you, can you share, you are a breast cancer survivor, correct?
Yes, I am. In fact, it was yesterday. That would make 3 years for me being a breast cancer survivor.
That is amazing. You are wonderful. You're thriving and happy and doing some really wonderful things for advocating for other breast cancer survivors. So just to start off, can you share with us your journey with your diagnosis and being a breast cancer survivor?
Yes, it was 3 years ago, as mentioned. I was diagnosed with stage 2, grade 3 ductal carcinoma. I had to receive a lumpectomy. I also received about 8 rounds of chemo.
Oh, wow.
And 36 rounds of radiation. And it was tough because I was battling Crohn's disease as well as my breast cancer.
Like I said, she's a very dynamic woman.
It's tough.
So can you share with us a little bit about some of those feelings that you had at the beginning of, when you were first diagnosed? Were you, did you have a good, strong support system, or did you, how was that journey for you?
I did have a very good support system, and everyone needs that. I was impacted to a point where I had to mature. You think you mature, but I really had to mature. As they say, I had to take my big girl pill.
Right.
Because as I mentioned, I was dealing with the Crohn's disease. And when you're being treated for breast cancer, you can't be treated for the Crohn's disease.
Okay.
So I had to manage my fear of that, the stress of the diagnosis, the stress of the treatment, and then I'm an independent life insurance agent. So I did not have the luxury of sick paid times.
Right.
I eat what I kill.
Okay.
So when I went down to the disability office, they said, "You're fine. You'll be fine in a year. You qualify for nothing." So I said, "But I have this." And I was naming them all. They said, "No, you don't qualify for anything in spite of everything." So that was stressful, managing the finances, managing the time, managing my energy.
And you're really learning how to do all of these things as you go.
As you go quickly. There's no room. When you're dealing with breast cancer, there is no room for the stress because you cannot heal.
So let me ask you, going like every other year?
Yes, I was going annually. I did not do my self-breast exams. I was nervous about that, I admit. But this time I did.
You went to call the doctor?
Yes, I called my doctor. I went right in, scheduled the mammogram, and then they used the word suspicious.
That word, right?
Yes. Told me I had breast cancer.
You heard those words?
Yes.
So you just made a really important, and I think a statement that a lot of people that are going to get their mammogram in the first place. So can you Can you talk a little bit about how did you manage your fear? How did you?
Yes, and surprisingly, you think you're strong, you can do that, but I just could not bring myself to do the exam myself. I guess I was afraid of feeling the lump. Not that it makes sense, but that was a fear.
Were you afraid of actually going to get your mammogram?
No, no, I wasn't. But what helped me, I went to a Black Women's Expo.
Okay.
And I can't remember what booth it was, but they had the breast there. And they help you identify. They tell you to use the middle fingers. And I said, well, I don't even know what I would feel, what's normal, what's not. And so she said, well, try it this way. And so she had me feel the little rubber breast that was there. And then I felt a little lump. And I don't know, that helped me.
That helped to kind of de-escalate some things.
It did. Yeah. It made an impression on me. So I knew more like what I was looking for. Because before then, when I tried it, everything felt like a lump.
Right. And you don't know. It's like it's all, different. What's all in there?
Exactly.
That's really, I think, really important what you're saying, because I think it's fear of the unknown, and not the more information you have, knowledge is power. And, we talk about that a lot with our guests on the show, that the more information you have, you actually kind of, know how to manage it. Like you said, know how to file it and know how to move forward. So, that truly is an amazing journey. And to now be here. So 3 years later, standing strong, looking fabulous.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. And I think it's so important for women who are going through their treatment journey right now, as well as women who are, still fearful of going to get their mammogram, to actually see women thriving post-diagnosis, post-treatment, and really being able to actually juggle all those things and getting through to the other side of survivorship. So that's truly amazing. Again, I want to take a minute, and I hope that you are truly enjoying this conversation and really getting some food for thought from Toi. Please call in if you have any comments or questions. You can call in to our live program, 312-738-1060, 1060. So, Toi, let me ask you this. So, at what point after you had gotten through treatment, did you you founded an organization? So can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Our Pink Hearts, well, we'll officially be 1 year old in October, our breast cancer month.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my baby. We're proud of the fact that we were accepted into the CFC. That's the Combined Federal Campaign, where the government has an agency that campaigns for you among their employees locally to overseas.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
And we're part of Amazon Smile. We're part of their charity. Amazon Smile is the same great service and price that you would get with regular Amazon. This is just their non-for-profit side.
Okay. Wonderful. So what motivated you to start Our Pink Hearts?
I would say, Tina, it was part of my healing.
Okay.
That is one thing that I noticed that is a common thread amongst most people that I met who are philanthropists, humanitarians. When I read about their stories, part of the healing, part of the journey, once you feel like you received and you're well, you just feel compelled to give back.
To move, pay it forward.
Pay it forward. And that's how it evolved. At first, I just wanted to be behind the scenes, maybe help some organizations, but it just didn't turn out that way. That idea was just not accepted. So I created my own.
And so in starting, a nonprofit and kind of getting the ball up and running, what was that process like? And can you share with us how long it was 2 years after you had finished treatment that you began Our Pink Hearts, right?
Yes.
And so can you tell us a little bit about like what the process was like? So like finding people to partner with, and what was the most challenging part for you? or all of it was a labor of love?
That's true. It's a lot to it, Tina. You know, the paperwork, that's one thing, but then finding support as far as funding, that's the hardest.
That was the hardest challenge.
That was the hardest, and it still is. Even a lot of not-for-profit organizations struggle with that. Finding someone who says, yes, I believe in your dream, I believe in your mission, but then finding someone to actually financially back it up.
This is true. So can you talk a little bit about what types of services or what types of things do you provide through our Pink Hearts?
Well, our Pink Heart, our mission is to be that vehicle, the navigators that help minimize the suffering and distress among breast cancer families that has been impacted by breast cancer.
Okay.
We put on events that is just infused with education and resources before, during, and after treatment, so the family can survive. We set the goal, our objective is to be able to provide a financial stipend as well as job training.
Wonderful.
To help the family.
So can you tell us a little bit about like some of the job training component? So how do either the families or like, you know, it's through, how do women how are they able to access some of the job training specifically?
Well, of course, contact us, and mainly volunteering.
Okay.
So you're in position, whatever you're doing at that time, we train you.
Okay. And
you develop skills that you can use later on.
In other avenues. So let's take a minute and actually, can you share with everyone, how can people actually reach you? So can you share with them your phone number and maybe your website?
Yes. ourpinkhearts.org. And the phone number?
I think we have it here. So this is ourpinkhearts.org.
Yes.
And then what's the phone number?
708-655-7464.
Awesome. So also, if you happen to miss that and you need more information about our Pink Hearts, or if you want more information about the Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force, you can reach us at 312-942-3368, or you can go send us an email at info@chicagobreastcancer.org, or go to our website, which is chicagobreastcancer.org as well. So, Toi, can you share with us like what are some of the types of events that you host?
Well, again, they all are infused with education. Our very first event, we had R&B singer Howard Hewitt come out to the promontory, and Hazel Kress. He had all the ladies feeling good, and in the process of changing over, we had breast cancer honorees.
Okay.
So the breast cancer honorees, they stand before a crowd, brave women, and talk about their diagnosis and how they overcome it. They give tips to the audience on how to survive anywhere, anything that they choose. This is their time to shine and to give back. Again, it's all part of that healing when you give back.
So you're using the power of the testimony to educate the audience or the crowd, which could be lay persons and or other survivors as well.
Oh, absolutely, because...
So it seems like we actually have, we have a caller. So let's see. Caller, go ahead. Hi, can you speak up a little bit? We're having a little trouble hearing you. Hello?
Yes, I was wondering what is the information provided for those that are just finding out they have cancer?
You would like some information, resources for a person who has just found out they're diagnosed with breast cancer?
Yes, recently diagnosed with cancer. What information can the Pink Hearts provide for them?
Oh, go to our website, ourpinkhearts.org, and you can type in whatever you want to us, and we'll respond quickly.
Would you? Thank you. Thank you for your call. So you were saying that the breast cancer survivors are able to share their stories with the crowd in attendance. Is that a typical theme that you have?
Yes, every
at
time.
each event? Okay.
Because different people relate to different people.
Mm-hmm.
And it always feels so good, Tina, after every event. We always have someone come to us and say, you know, you got me thinking. I haven't had my mammogram.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing my self-breast checks. I need to do that. Or, you know, I didn't know how to really do the self-breast
Mm-hmm.
exam. Just the other day at our last event.
Mm-hmm.
And those ladies were talking about how they found a lump underneath their arm.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many women said they never checked
Underneath
their
their arm,
arm
right.
for a lump.
That's so very important. Again, knowledge is power. So making sure that women know they're normal, understand
Yes.
what is normal for you. Because as women, we all have, lumps in our breasts. They, feel different, and they certainly change as we get older. So, continuing to know that normal, and then also paired with that is just having a really good primary care provider, having a good clinician that you have that relationship with, that you
Yes.
trust, is so critical.
That you trust.
So critical. So do you have partners with other doctors or other clinicians, other oncologists who work with you, who may come out and to attend your events?
Well, we've had some that say that they are, but they
Mm-hmm.
have not
They
yet.
haven't showed up yet.
So that's definitely a goal of
Mhm.
ours.
Well, you let us know. We would be more than happy to send somebody out. Definitely more than happy to try to help bridge
Absolutely.
those communications. So let's talk a little bit about how do typically most women come? How do they typically access your services? Is it through a word of mouth? So one woman attended the event, or do you have women calling and requesting additional services, and so they begin connecting to you that way?
Both. Just yesterday, had a lady call, and she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard her fear. I saw her tears, and she called. We came out. We went to the doctor with her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was so grateful for that. In fact, she had the same diagnosis that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And just being there with her, we always give people a welcome package that's filled with resources.
Okay.
We gave her that, and just did whatever she asked us to do. We was just there for her.
Perfect. So we have another caller. Caller, what's your question?
Yes. I was switching channels. I was wondering if you had talked about men getting breast cancer.
If we had talked about men getting breast
And
cancer?
if you haven't,
Yes,
yes,
men
about
can
men
get breast
getting breast
cancer,
cancer.
and it's about one
Yes.
in a
Oh
thousand.
no, I'm just saying, have you talked about it?
No,
I know they can get it, but I was wondering if you had talked about it, about men getting breast cancer.
not yet. Do you have
And-
a
and
specific
if-
question
and
that you want to talk about?
Okay, and if you had, that'd be great to do. And what are the symptoms for men? Like, for ladies, it's lump and stuff like that. What would you say to a man how to check himself to see if he has breast cancer?
Thank you for your question. For men, really, it's kind of the same. It's the same thing that we would say to women, in the sense that they need to know their body and know what is normal for them. So making sure that they also do, exams of their chest, and if they feel a lump, or if they feel something that is off or odd or out of, or not normal for them, to make sure that they seek go to the doctor to make sure that they have that checked out, and then the physicians, the clinicians will actually move the process forward with screening and detection from there. Did you have
I do, and I speak to men the same way I speak to women, And we laughed. They said, Toy, what are you saying? We should just go out and get a mammogram right now. Is that what you're saying? And no, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that you should be aware.
Right.
And check.
Thank you. But thank you, caller. That's a very good point. So men, it's important for you to know you're normal as well. The main thing I think the take home message all the time is just that we can't take being healthy for granted, because from day to day we may discover things that are different or new, and we need to always have that connection with the medical provider to be able to follow up with those. So we have a few more minutes left in the show. I would definitely want to make sure that we give you an opportunity. So do you have any additional events coming up that you want to talk about?
Yes. Luster Products is sponsoring us for the Pink Palooza.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So tell us about the Pink Palooza. I love the name.
Well, we're working out the details of all of that. It's going to be fun, of course.
Do you have a date set yet?
It was October the 3rd, but I just received an email that we need to reschedule that. So as soon as we get the update on that, we will post it on our social tags.
Awesome. So again, if you are really interested in hearing about the Pink Palooza, please, what's the website and what's the phone number?
OurPinkHearts.org. The phone number is 708-655-7464.
And again, if you want more information or need to connect with us, you can also contact the task force as well. We'll be able to give you that information. This is a live program, and if you would love to reach out to us, please do so. You can get a couple more calls in, 312-738-1060. And so let me just ask you, what has been the most rewarding part of your journey?
Well, a couple of things.
Okay.
I have to say, well, Our Pink Hearts, that's my baby. And I have met some of the most amazing people along this pink journey. I mean, it just fills my heart with joy. People that you least expect just come out and help you. So what can we do to help? Tell us how we can help. That helps so much. And it really just warms my heart when I see that.
And like you said, a part of the healing process.
Yes, a part of the healing. It is.
Wonderful. And so if you, so what would you say at this point has been like the most challenging part? The thing that you're still working and your goal for like the next, year, 5 years?
Okay, well, for me personally, Tina, the most difficult part is dealing with the fear of reoccurrence.
How do you do that?
I take one day at a time, and I surround myself with other survivors as well. At some of our events, we have had women that are 2, 3, 4 time survivors, and they look fabulous. And they're not just surviving, but they're thriving.
That's very important.
So I try to file it where it needs to go. But I hear the fear doesn't go away. You just learn how to deal with it. And that's part of my pink journey. I'm getting better, but it's still there. Every month on the 17th, when I check, I always say, is it back? Is it back?
Not yet, and we're going to keep on moving.
Right.
So thank you so much, Toi. This has been a really great and wonderful program. I thank you so much. Our Pink Hearts, please go to ourpinkhearts.org. Please, if you want to connect with us at the task force, please give us a call, 312-942-3368. Email us info@chicagobreastcancer.org or go to our website, chicagobreastcancer.org. This has been a pleasure. Do you want to share one last thing?
I do. Our message, as usual, we always encourage not only women, but men as well to please be your own best proactive advocate for your health. Better questions get you better answers.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
Please join us next month. We'll be back on the third Tuesday at 5 p.m. And if you missed the show, you can get a recap on YouTube, the CanTV YouTube channel. So thank you so much again. Thank you, Toi.
Thank you.
This has been a pleasure.
Oh.